Hello listeners, welcome to the online discussion on the airlines marketing. Under this, we are going to cover the first module, which would be related to understanding airlines marketing. The objectives of this unit is to find out and familiarize with the definition of marketing, especially in reference to airline marketing. We'll understand the principles of airline marketing to attract more customers and for making better sales. We'll study the current airline business environment and the challenges which are faced by the airlines in today's times. We'll understand the unique characteristics of airline products and its target market to build effective airline marketing strategies. Now, let's introduce the topic, what is airline marketing? Marketing is the management process which is responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer requirements profitably. It is the role of that part of organization function which is concerned with finding out customers' needs, specifying the product and its price, telling the customer about it, and finally coordinating its delivery while ensuring that corporate objectives are met. Marketing makes selling easier as it is well researched and understands the customer's needs. Marketing is very important, especially in the competitive airline industry, where there is an abundance of similar companies vying for similar customers. The market share which an airline holds depends largely on how effective an airline can market its product, as it competes to offer the best experience of several similar competitors. To attract the most customers and generate buzz, airlines must remain enticing and competitive. Now, let's talk about principles of airline marketing. The first one being, airline industry is a service-oriented industry. Now, since airline is a service-oriented industry, a different approach of marketing principles are followed as it needs thorough knowledge of current and potential markets for its services. Hence, airline marketing activities start with the identification of the type of product or service which is to be offered, where the product or service is aimed at satisfying the need of a group of customers, usually known as customer segments. Secondly, marketing is multidimensional in the case of the airline industry. At a bare minimum, the same products are marketed to customers, both leisure and business, and also to the distributors differently. Hence, the airlines has to continuously work on optimizing the yield to make the operations profitable by improvement in product and by promoting the sales so as to generate income which is in excess of its cost of operation of air services. Continuing with the principles of airline marketing, the third point is that the marketing environment of the airline industry has always remained volatile and difficult. There has been extensive effect of continued liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Though these established trends towards deregulation and open skies will continue, it has led to changes in ownership, alliances, and consolidations. There is growing competition in the market, and there is lack of necessary financial support from the government and dissatisfaction with the performance of the public sector carriers. Today, airline marketing is undergoing a phase that's exceedingly exciting, unpredictable, and creative. Faced with ever more experienced consumers who routinely ignore the commercials and ads thrown at them, airline brands are finding new ways to break through the advertising clutter to reach and engage these customers. Besides, experimental marketing and traditional media-based initiatives, airlines around the world are equipping themselves with the tools and know-how to conquer the digital marketing revolution and experimenting with new social media platforms. The global airline industry is also witnessing the growing threat due to emergence of low-cost carriers, where these low-cost carriers offer lower fares and fewer frills than the traditional or legacy carriers. Though for consumers, these LCCs has expanded travel options to include basic air transportation at previously unheard low fares, but at the same time, it has forced these legacy airlines to respond with comparable pricing by cutbacks on service quality. The rising problem for traditional airlines is that most of this traffic is carried by the small number of giant global integrators rather than by them. The new internet distribution channels and price comparison aggregators websites has also brought in e-commerce revolution, giving consumers more information than ever before about the alternative fare options. As a result, today, customers continue to seek an absolute value for the best prices available. Simply put, the dynamics of supplier pricing are more visible to consumers, and in response, they're adapting their buying behavior. In recent years, the airline industry has faced its longest and deepest crisis ever, with many airlines incurring losses, several collapsed, while others had to be rescued by their respective governments. This crisis, caused initially by a downturn in the world economy, followed by oil prices hike, cutting labor costs, and now is suffering some severe turbulence caused by COVID-19 pandemic circumstances. This changing environment of this enigmatic industry acts as a constraint and has given rise to some challenges in airline marketing. On one hand, it is limited and constrained by complex, outdated economic regulations. Yet, on the other hand, it is an industry which is characterized by rapid change, innovation, and new technology. Fourth, it is a dynamic growth industry, but achieves only marginal profitability. In short, it is an industry of contradictions, as it is working hard to reduce costs and increase profitability to keep up with substantial demand for their product and to overcome the challenges faced by the changing environment of the industry. Due to the fast changing environment, it is important for the airline not just to be creative and innovative, but to be more striking than their immediate competitors. Hence, some alternative marketing strategies can help the airlines survive and succeed in a period of uncertainty and structural change within the industry. However, The airline product and market has certain components and unique features which has to be fully understood to determine any marketing strategy. So now we will discuss the special features both defining the product on offer and the targeted market of airlines marketing. First, let us understand the airline's product. The first one being the airline product are perishable. The airline product is extremely perishable as both tickets and ancillary expire and cannot be stored for future sales. Once boarding is closed on a particular flight, all the unutilized seats on that flight go completely waste. Airlines' profitability and success of marketing functions depends greatly on its ability to fill up the available capacity with the revenue generating traffic, both passenger and cargo. Secondly, the airline product is an intangible product. While an airline ticket is a tangible thing, the rest of the trip is a service. Services are difficult to market since we cannot touch, taste, or smell them. Airline's product is a service consisting basically of an experience for the passenger as a whole. Thirdly, airline product is dependent on many other service providers or sectors, like on certain external factors like facilities at airports, rules regulations by airport authorities, airport ground handling, and security checkups, etc. at the airports. Though these are same for the passengers of all the airlines, but the customers often associate them with the airline they are flying with. Running a successful airline requires liaison with all departments involved in product experience or in the service provision. Also, airline industry is globally volatile. Airlines today operate across the globe and that presents difficulties. Demand can be chilled by an outbreak of any disease, recession, war, or terrorism. Carriers also appear to be vulnerable to political, economic, geosocial, and climate factors, all of which make it hard for the airline to plan marketing campaigns and advertise their products. The airline industry is also strongly influenced by economic cycles and major events, which has led to international competition like ownership and control issues. Technology is also playing a major role in airlines business. The technological revolution and the internet, though have provided the world with a global communication platform, it has also made the industry more volatile and difficult. The environmental issues have justified the limits on the growth and freedom of the airlines. In addition, they have to address social changes like aging of the population and the changing nature of the world of work has led to a significant impact on demand for air transportation services, making it uncertain, cyclical, and highly segmented. The fifth point would be the short product life cycles of the airline product. There is a constant arrival of new competitors offering radically different service concepts from the incumbent carriers, immediately achieving a substantial market share, making it challenging for the existing airlines to adjust to incessant changing market requirements, leading to mergers acquisitions, and closing down of airlines. We have popular examples in the past of Jet Airways, merger of Air India and Indian Airlines, and the downfall of Kingfisher Airlines. Many airlines have also commoditized their services, and as a result, passengers tend to feel that all airlines are the same and that there are no strong reasons for choosing one rather than another, eventually leading to decline of the product. Substitution occurs when firms in another industry find a new and a better way of meeting the same customer needs as are being targeted by the existing players. Also, data lost on the indirect channels. Now, the airlines sell their flights via a direct channel, which is through reservation on an airline website or an app, or via an indirect channel, which is through a distributor. The direct sales bring an airline a lot of benefits, like customer data and the ability to market products using this data directly. But when distributed via online travel agencies and global distribution systems, airlines gets cut off from the customer data that stays in the hands of these middlemen. The seventh point is the yields are under pressure on all costs. That is, for most airlines, profit margins have been very low as fixed costs are high, capital expenditures are large, and the government's rules and regulations have been unstable. So, for maximizing the yield or the revenue, the airlines have to combine and balance the prices and the inventory control. 8. Airline tends to have soft brand equity. Now, discussing this point, we know that owing to the individualism of customers, an easy means of accessing all types of information today and completely bypassing the intermediaries has led the airline industry managers to continuously work on their brand to win loyalty of their customers. Hence, the industry suffers from price sensitivity during recession and time sensitivity during economic recovery. Now, let's analyze the airline's target market. An airline, to apply the principles of marketing successfully, needs a thorough knowledge of current and potential market for its services. This knowledge should encompass an understanding of the business in which they participate and of the market research techniques they must apply in order to gain the knowledge they need about the marketplace or their customers. They must be able to identify their target customers and distinguish them from their consumers. They must be able to anticipate their customers' future purchasing behavior and requirements. For example, they should know what is the optimum level of on-board services like level of seat comfort, in-flight entertainment, and communication technology which is required by them. Also, what is the optimum number of classes expected, or how to improve the speed and quality of ground-related products like access to airports, lounge, faster check-in procedures, immigration processes, and all other facilities required by the customer at the airport. Identifying the market helps the airlines focus on developing strong brand and position in the market, keeping the integrity of their core products. Let's discuss some of the features of the airline market. The airline product consists of tangible and intangible elements. It is important to remember that passengers are purchasing more than the airline product. They are also acquiring its benefits, including their customer experience, which they associate with it. Hence, the process of product development and market research should be ongoing if an airline is to keep itself up to date with the latest developments in the marketplace. The airline marketeers should know what constitutes a high standard of customer service, particularly towards high-yield, profitable customers. Nonetheless, there are different kinds of customers, including short-haul, long-haul passengers, leisure and business passengers, who may hold different expectations from their airline. They may have certain needs and wants which could be higher on their list of priorities. Airline product consists of tangible and intangible elements. It is important to remember that passengers are purchasing more than the airline product. They are also acquiring its benefits, including their customer experience, which they associate with it. Hence, the process of product development and market research should be ongoing if an airline is to keep itself up to date with the latest developments in the marketplace. Identifying the market helps airline focus on developing strong brand and position in the market, keeping the integrity of their core products. Some features of airline market are: the first one being that the airline market is a dynamic market. Airline marketing is a dynamic discipline where customer requirements are in constant state of evolution and change, and hence it is difficult to balance supply and demand. Competition among airlines is hard, and the market dynamics of pricing, promotion, and distribution change very rapidly. For example, a substantial decline in demand has been seen by the business travel sector. This sector has become very different from the one which airlines have been accustomed to, as it has become more price sensitive and volatile due to changes in the corporate sector. Also, leisure traffic today has taken a greater proportion of demand, though this segment is low yielding. Secondly, airline market requires fine market segmentation. A market segment is a group of customers with similar product needs and preferences. An airline's market consists of various market segments with different service expectations, different price sensitivities, and different travel motivations. Examples of such market segments are first-class passengers who do not care about the price of an air ticket, but expect only the best and most luxurious service standards. Another example is of a business traveler who mostly travels on an expense account and expects good schedules and connections, efficient ground service, and comfortable on-board services. The family holiday traffic is more concerned with discounts in airfares than the schedules or service standards. For labor traffic or for shoppers, price is the most important factor. Considering the competitive nature of the industry, it is essential for airlines to understand how target customers perceive the product and to offer smaller segments with tailor-made strategies. In market segmentation, the word demographics is used to describe the physical and tangible characteristics of the customers. Psychographics is the term which is used to describe the intangible attitudes and preferences of the segment. Segmentation of the air passenger market has traditionally been based on the use of three popular variables. The first one being the purpose of the passenger's journey. Business, both corporate and independent business travelers, and leisure, both holiday and the ones visiting friends and relatives. The second one is the length of their journey. That is, looking after requirements of a short-haul traveler as compared to the one who is flying long-haul route. And the last one being the country or the culture of origin of the customer. That is, to offer variety in on board meals like kosher meal, Jain meal, Hindu vegetarian meal, Hindu non-vegetarian meal, or the attire of the service providers, etc. are the things which can influence the customer. Hence, it is vital for the airlines to optimize its yields and revenue from various market segments by positioning itself correctly in the marketplace. Another feature of the airline market is the customers have high expectations and their changing travel behavior. The customers today are better informed, value conscious, internet savvy, and time conscious. The airline brands are finding new ways to reach and engage their new empowered and more demanding consumers. For example, business market trends shows a fall in demand for air travel in business class due to high business fares and internal corporate pressure to reduce costs. On the other hand, the leisure market trends has witnessed growth stimulated by low fares, increase in independent holidays, and less dependency on intermediaries. Now, to sum up the unit, the airline industry is very competitive nowadays. One just can't implement regular strategies to reach the customers, but innovative strategies are required to be implemented. Hence, the primary aim of the unit was to define airline marketing and its principles, to comprehend the operational environment of the airline. We understood the unique airline product, its features, and studied the customer mindset to survive and grow in the airline business. Since the travel market is witnessing the emergence of large new markets every day, some airlines are continuing to be very successful as new business models incorporated by them to deal with today's situation. Hence, it is utmost important for them to build an appropriate marketing plan by understanding its market, by identifying the requirements of customers in each of the segments in a dynamic rather than a static sense, and anticipate future changes in customer needs. Thank you.